Let's start today's reflection with a verse from 2 Peter. God's divine power has given us everything needed for life and godliness through the knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory and goodness. John D. Rockefeller was an entrepreneur in the early 20th century. He was very rich, very successful, and someone once asked him, "How much money is enough?" He paused, thought about it for a moment, and then gave his reply, "Just a little bit more." A word we struggle with in our culture is the word enough, because we live in a world where life and peace are thought to be the result of having more and more and more, and thus the world we live in never really says that word enough. And I think that we all feel that to some extent. I like to call it trickle-down insecurity. We never feel rich enough, we never feel good enough, we never feel attractive enough, we never feel smart enough, and God knows we never feel safe enough, because in this world in which we live, it never really says the word enough. Whatever it is we want just a little bit more. In her book, The Soul of Money, author Lynn Twist puts it like this, and I quote, "For many of us, our first waking thought of the day is, I didn't get enough sleep. The next one is, I didn't have enough time." Whether true or not, the thought of not enough occurs to us automatically. We spend most of our lives complaining or worrying about what we don't have enough of. Before we even sit up in bed, before our feet touch the floor, we're already inadequate, already behind, already losing, already lacking something. So let me tell you what I've learned in my 14 years or so as an Episcopal priest. The deepest question of the human heart is captured in 3 words. Am I enough? And if we conclude that we are not enough, the next question we ask is, what do I have to achieve or possess or do or have in order to feel like enough and in order for you to think that I'm enough? And what's so seductive about money is that money will look you straight in the eye and say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Pursue me, and I will make you feel successful. Pursue me, and I will make you feel important. Pursue me, and I will make you feel like you are in control, and you will finally feel like enough. As we have this conversation about generosity, what I'd like to offer is that generosity is not rooted in the idea of abundance. Certainly abundance is what we grow into, but abundance actually flowers from the soil of what I like to call enoughness. We begin with a very basic understanding that we are enough, that we have enough. And so if we want to grow in generosity, let's start with this very simple idea. God's divine power has already given us everything needed. We have enough.